The Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division with a record of 27-25-2. That means they have skated in 54 games this season. They have a total of 56 points. Their next game will take place on the road where they have a record of 13-10-2, 162 goals scored on the season, 177 goals given up now. That is a goal differential of minus 15. Now, the Nashville Predators' next opponent will be in the Central Division. They'll be the St. Louis Blues, who are currently in 4th place. They've skated in 53 games, one less than Nashville. They have a record of 29-22-2. 60 points has them 4 points ahead of the Preds. On the home rink, they are 16-9-1. That's a very reasonable record. They've scored 158. They've given up 163. That's a goal differential of minus 5. Since we're inside the Central Division, let's update you on the latest in the Central Division standings. The Dallas Stars are still in 1st place after 54 games with a record of 34-14-6. 74 points has them 4 points clear of the Colorado Avalanche and 5 points clear of the Winnipeg Jets. This is the largest separation we've seen in the 3-team weave at the top of the Central Division in quite some time. Now, moving on to the Chase Pack and the wild card grouping, the St. Louis Blues in 4th place with 60 points, the Nashville Predators with 56, then Minnesota at 55 points. The Arizona Coyotes have fallen off the pace a little bit now, falling to 7th place with 50 points, and the Chicago Blackhawks continue bringing up the basement with 8th and final spot in the Central with 31 points on the season. In the wild card race, because the Nashville Predators are involved in that particular grouping, let's update you there. LA, St. Louis, each at 60 points, occupy wild card 1, wild card 2. Nashville Predators first team on the outside looking in with 56 points. Seattle has 56 points as well, but behind the Nashville Predators due to tiebreakers. Now the Nashville Predators are about to start on a season-changing, potentially 5-game road trip. The first one, of course, is St. Louis. This one we're about to break down. Then Tuesday in Vegas, Thursday in LA, Saturday at San Jose, Sunday at Anaheim. So we will see the Nashville Predators take on 5 road games in the next week plus. That is going to be a heavy, heavy workload for this team. They're back on home ice 227 versus the Ottawa Senators. This season series between the Nashville Predators and St. Louis Blues, they've played 1 time already. They're only meeting 3 times this season. Back on November the 24th was the first and only time they've met so far. It was in St. Louis, and the Preds scored the 8-3 victory. Lankinen got the victory, making 36 saves in that game. Forsberg had 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Evangelista had 2 goals and assists for 3 points. And Sherwood had a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. The next time these two teams will meet will be at Bridgestone Arena and will take place on April the 4th. I guarantee you those will be 2 critical points right there. These are 2 critical points we're talking about right now. So let's talk about the St. Louis Blues momentarily before we get into the matchup itself. In their most recent stretch of 5 games, it was back on January 30th, where it was a 1-0 loss versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Then coming back from the All-Star break, renewed and reinvigorated on the 10th of February with a 3-1 win at Buffalo, then a 7-2 win at Montreal the next day. On the 13th of February, 4-1 loss at Toronto. Most recently, on February the 15th, a 6-3 win versus the Edmonton Oilers. Taking a look inside the matchup and the numbers in the rankings for these two teams, fairly similar numbers for both of these clubs. Goals for St. Louis, 2.94 is 20th. The Nashville Predators 2.96 is 19th overall in the NHL. In the goals against category, St. Louis giving up 3.06 per game. That's 15th. The Preds giving up 3.28. That is 24th. In the shots for category, St. Louis only 28.8. That's 25th in the league. The Preds generating 31 on net per game. That is 15th. The shots against category, St. Louis is at 32, which is the 24th rated in the NHL. The Nashville Predators 30.5 against per game is 21st overall. Special teams, you'll find the Nashville Predators having the better power play by percentage in this matchup, 19.3% or 36 out of 187 opportunities. The St. Louis Blues converting at 17.3%. They are 22nd overall in the league, 28 out of 162 opportunities. On the penalty kill, St. Louis favors in this particular metric with a kill rate of 79.3%. That's 20th overall in the NHL. They've given up 29 power play goals against. The Predators are killing off 75.4%. That's 27th in the NHL, but they have given up 42 power play goals against, and that number just keeps swelling. As a matter of fact, it's quite awful at this point in time. Let's talk about the individual top scorers for each of these teams. Why don't we start with the home team, St. Louis Blues in this one. Thomas at 19 goals and 41 assists for 60 points. Impressive season up to this point. Kyrou, 18 goals and 24 assists for 42 points. Buchnevich, 18 and 24 for 42. Shen, 13 goals, 17 assists for 30 points. And Torrey Krug in the blue line, 2 goals, 25 assists for 27 over overall points. Now, the Nashville Predators side of things, Philip Forsberg has fallen off the point per game pace. Now, the Nashville Predators have skated in 54 games, and Philip Forsberg is at 53 points. It is the first time in quite a long time this season that Philip Forsberg has dipped below a point per game pace. Not something you would expect in February. Forsberg, 25 goals and 28 assists, is 53 points on the season. Captain Roman Josi at 11 goals and 38 assists for 49 points. Ryan O'Reilly has 19 goals, 26 assists for 45 points. Gus Nyquist, 12 and 29 for 41. Tommy Novak takes over sole possession of fifth place in scoring on the team with 11 goals and 16 assists for 27 overall points. Expected or anticipated goaltender matchup sees Jordan Binnington, 19, 14, and 2, and 909 save percentage, 2.90 goals against average, and 2 shutouts for the St. Louis Blues versus, I think it's going to end up being Kevin Lankinen. Getting started in this game, 6-4-0, 889 save percentage, 3.35 goals against after the most updated game. But UC Saros' record on the season now officially under 500 at 20-21-2, a 901 save percentage, 3.05 goals against average. Both goaltenders played the most recent game. We'll have to see how Andrew Brunette decides to start the 5-game road trip in a pivotal game. But I think Lankinen, he picked up the victory in St. Louis back on November the 24th. I think he would be a good option to start in this game. That's got you all set up. Remember to take note of the special start time. It is an afternoon game in St. Louis, so that's got you all set up. Nashville Predators at St. Louis Blues, the first of 5 on the road. It is a make or break road trip for this Nashville Predators team. Talk about breaking. We got to go back and talk about that last game on the homestand. It was against the Dallas Stars. It's called the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck Podcast.